put a,
Recording in progress.
there you go. A, deck in front of your cottage.
Front facing the lake, yes.
Do you, I was going over it this afternoon. The deck that's there now along the side, do you anticipate building into that also, or is that gonna be separate?
You know,
Still,
what I'd like to do, asking to do is, so here's the back of my property. So the house is here facing,
yes, here's the lake.
so there's an existing planter, which is about 18 feet. That's where I want to put the deck, and I'd like it to be 20 feet wide by 10 foot deep. The house is 22.5 foot wide. The deck that you're referencing is over here.
Okay,
That at some point, I will be taking down to put an additional bedroom onto the house because I own from the house over 22 feet. So that's
okay,
independent of this project, but I'll be putting on an 11 by 18, 12 by 18
okay,
bedroom over here. So this will come down at some point. So
okay,
right now, I'm probably the only person on the lake that does not have a deck facing towards the lake. So in this picture here, this is the view
Yeah.
looking towards the house from the lake.
okay,
So right behind these chairs is where that planter is, and there's the deck that I'm referencing.
okay,
So I'm asking to put it's a 20 foot wide by 10 foot deep. Freestanding, not attached to the house. So it'll be freestanding to the house, and then where these 3 windows are, there's 3 independent sliding windows, right? Right now, the center window would be bumped out, and I would put a sliding glass door on to access the deck going straight out the back of the house, facing the lake.
okay, and you said this is 18 feet
This
wide,
is,
or I'm sorry, long,
the house is
the
22
planter?
feet wide, but that planter right now is 18 feet. So
Okay.
that's roughly where it's going to go right there.
okay, so that's gonna come out.
That's coming out. That's where the deck is going to be.
All right,
That's
so-
what I'm asking for it to be.
Essentially, we're gonna be going out 10 feet
Correct.
and this way,
Correct.
so 10 by 20.
Correct.
So this is going to make you, from what I see here, it's too close to the lake. By-
Joe says I'm too close to the lake by, I don't know, you'd have to ask him, by I believe it's 2 feet, I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that, that's.
Okay,
that's
well,
what they
And is
did.
it too close to the lake
Alright,
or too
18,
close to
28.
where the water comes?
the water line,
From my last conversation with Joe is, he said that I wouldn't need a variance to do an 8 by 16 foot deck. But then, you know, it would end, you know, basically in the middle of this one window, which would
Thank you.
kind of look silly, you know, I'd like it to look symmetrical with the house. If you follow what I'm saying.
yes, I did, thanks. Yeah, I'm a little confused that why 2 feet, or I'm sorry, 8 by 16 by 4 feet then,
That's what I can do now without a variance.
8 by 16,
Correct.
okay.
Or at least that's what,
There's
at
a-
least that's what Joe is saying. Without a variance, I can do an 8
See, the
foot deep
closest
by 16.
puts
But I
an
don't-
18.28 feet. To the way the shoreline is. When he puts the deck on. Okay.
So, but I'm saying that kind of looks silly because I would end about here and then, you know.
And it's supposed to be a 20-foot setback. Right, okay, and
There would be,
yes, yeah, well, the reason I'm asking is because I've got
So.
2 diagrams here, and one say it's 28 feet to the setback from the rear. Okay, what is it, setback from front line, is that from the shore, from the road or from the lake?
From the lake.
from the lake.
Okay, so this one says it's 30 feet from the lake, this one says 28. What do
Go
we
by
got?
what he says.
No, this right here, this is the road up here.
Yeah,
No, that's the
No,
lake.
that's the lake,
Oh, that's the
Uh,
lake.
where he
yeah,
wants to
that's
put
the
the deck on.
Oh,
this is the road.
oh, setback to front. Oh, that, so
This-
the 20 and the 30 you got you messed up.
This, I think, is the 20. Yeah. From here to here.
Okay, but what you can appreciate. I have 2 different plot diagrams and I just needed to know
I'm with
which
you.
one I'm supposed to be
I'm
using.
with you, but I'll defer to him.
This is. Yeah, so these are wrong.
I got the map that's got the,
28 and 30, yeah,
got
so
the
this is
linears
the
on there.
Encore map that I did.
yeah, the Encore
And
map
I
with the
went from
linears.
I went from the shortest point of where he wants to go with the deck. To the high water mark, which is the yellow line. And our code specifically says that if it's over 20 feet, you have to use the diagonal equation from your neighbors. And if it's under 20 feet, you have to get a variance.
So in other words, if he only brought it here, which would be 16.
No. No, that's 10 feet out from the house.
No, I'm saying this way.
Yeah, I thought you said I could do 8 feet deep by 16 without the variance, but.
Correct, right, because 8 feet would mean you'd be.
20.28.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be over the
Picking
20
it
foot
up.
then.
So I'm asking for the additional 2 feet deep
Correct.
by 4 feet wide.
It's,
Basically, just, give me the depth of the deck, but to square it off to the back of the house to make it look more symmetrical rather than.
it's actually like
Okay.
1.8 feet or is what you're asking for technically. I mean, you round it up to the
On the
2.
lakeside, yeah.
Yeah, on the lakeside,
And then
right?
on the neighbor's side, you're asking for, six, because it's right.
Yeah, that property line was too close to.
Yeah, this.
He's
property
going
line-
with, he's within the footprint of the house, so.
Right, but it's still. It's still not 10, because Lakeshore District's 10 feet from property lines.
Right, but to your point, I'm within the footprint of the house, I'm not. within
I know,
8 feet.
and that's
Right,
what I'm saying. You're within the footprint of the house. The house is already at that 6-foot thing, so you're staying within the footprint of the house.
correct.
Why am I
So
hearing
that's not a
music?
problem.
Are you hearing
That,
music?
that's not a problem there. We don't need to deal with this.
So you're-
This is the south border,
Yes, the
or
south.
boundary,
the
I'm
south
sorry. All right, so here we got the lake and we're 28 feet with this 10-foot deep deck.
No. 18 foot. That's wrong. Both of those diagrams are wrong. I think those are,
That's me, so blame me.
that,
I'm the newbie here, so.
I think if I'm correct, you measured probably to the edge of the lake.
Yeah, right.
And so.
Versus the yellow line.
Right, which is the yellow, which is the high water mark.
Right.
Okay,
Which is.
well, you'll have to bear with me. This is probably very understandable for you young folks, but I need
Yeah.
on here. So this is supposed to be 18, correct? This
Uh,
one
yes.
from the deck, the 20-foot wide by 10,
By 10 foot.
10-foot deep deck. To the lake.
Yep.
Is 18 feet.
To the high water.
To the high
to high
water.
wa- Right, and we need 20.
Yes.
And we are talking about one on the side also, another,
Yes,
is,
the
are we
south.
looking at 2 variances here?
The south side, because it would be under 10 feet to the property.
The house is already existing 6 foot from the property line. He's bringing it to the edge of the house. So the deck is gonna come to the house,
Right,
which is 6 instead of 10, but that's where the house already exists.
okay, so we don't need a variance.
We don't need a variance for that one because it's staying within the
It's-
footprint of the
okay,
house.
All right. Whoa, okay.
Okay.
That's certain that.
Okay, so he only needs like 1.5 foot. Variance, really, if he goes to
Well,
10 foot deep.
to
We'll
the
do it for
lake.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll just say it for 2 instead of getting into the
Yeah, let's
decimals.
not. Let's not quibble over it. Or 2 feet.
Over 0.2 feet.
There you go, right, okay. And you have a neighbor here that's. in-
Both of them are made.
Okay, you have 2 neighbors here that are not having problems with you doing this, in other
I
words.
guess ask them.
We do not.
Well, I kind of figured if you were here. All right.
Excuse
okay.
me, I'm also a neighbor and I'm Wayne Blackmer. I couldn't come up there because I had been ill, but I wish to let you know that I approve of his deck. His house sits back because of the slope of the road and etc. I don't even think I'd see the deck from my house. So I just want to add that I appreciate the effort you guys make to work with all of us as you have when Tony next, but I just wanted to let you know that I firmly approve of him being able to enjoy the lake in a comfortable setting that really won't interfere with anybody that I know of on this track.
Thanks for your support, Wayne.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks, Wayne.
Blackburn.
Thank you, Wayne.
Appreciate it.
He's one we gave him.
That's- Okay, all right. So do we have, we have any questions from any of the board members? We have-
No, we got it all
Okay.
figured out.
Now, this gets a little confusing at this point, but just bear with us. It's New York State, so,
I understand.
okay. We need to vote on the request for the variance being complete, which is what we will do now. And we'll just say, yes, it is, or no, it's not. Each one of us is whole. Then, when we're done with that, we vote on whether we will grant the variance or not. So I don't know why the first one came in, and one other change that has been initiated earlier this year is that we normally had 2 sessions. We would have, the first one would be where the applicant would bring in their request and we would go over it and make sure we had all the information and then we had to set up a public hearing for the following month. Well, the state and its estimable, whatever.
Infinite wisdom.
Infinite wisdom, okay, thank you. Says we don't have to do 2 meetings, so this is to your advantage. We'll just go through it now, Steph.
We need a motion to accept. We
We
have to make a
yeah.
motion to accept the application.
I'll move to accept the application as complete.
Okay, second,
And I will second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Linda Morehouse?
Yes, I'm in favor.
No, you gotta read.
Now they gotta go through the criteria thing, questions, don't we?
No, now
Oh.
we gotta, now we
No,
got, now
first-
we do the, now we.
Okay.
We all,
Now we'll vote on the application.
I love New
not-
York State.
Yeah. Now we
sorry,
will do what we do as a public hearing.
I'm in favor of accepting the application as presented.
And all is in favor.
Oh, yes, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, now we make the.
now we will do the,
Other part.
Linda Morehouse.
okay,
We have to, actually, really, we have to, right, make the motion. Do a motion that we will vote on the.
No, we accepted everything, so now we just
Okay,
gotta go down
all
through
right,
the,
now we'll
we just gotta do the yes, no's.
Yeah, okay.
We really do know what we're doing.
sorry.
Careful.
Okay.
We're just here to confuse you.
We do, we need that.
Okay. Whether the benefit can be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant. I would imagine he could probably make the deck narrower and perhaps a little bit, well, it's going to be within the footprint of the house, so it wouldn't be a lot longer, but I don't think that's a problem. I think that would be all right, the way it is. An undesirable change in the neighborhood or character or to nearby properties, no, it's an improvement, and everybody else down there, it's got about the same thing, so.
Pretty much.
Whether the request is substantial, I don't think so, 2 feet. Whether the request will have adverse physical or environmental effects, no, not at all. And whether the alleged difficulty is self-created, of course it is. Whenever we go to change the law, it is self-created, but again, I don't believe it's a problem, so I'm in favor of the variance.
Hey, Carol.
Why don't we let Carol? Got it right here.
Can I admit?
We're asking for your opinion.
I know, no, this is my first. night.
Oh, yes, by the way, you're newly appointed, so
Newly appointed, so.
Why don't we
Okay,
leave
so-
Carol to last?
What
want to be last.
No, I'm good. What an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the variance. It will not. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant be achieved by some other method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area of variance Yes, if it was a little bit shorter, length is not a problem. However, the shortness doesn't seem to have a large issue in approving, so I would say that's applicable. Whether the request area variance is substantial, note it's reasonable. Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district seems to have a lot of support that it's not going to be an adverse decision. And whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, in which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the board, which shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the variance. Yes, it is self-created. You are opting to build something that's not currently there, so that does create an issue. However, again, the short distance doesn't seem to be an issue, so I am in support.
Diane Horning.
Okay, whether the benefits can be achieved some other way. Hey. Yes, but I don't know. Undesirable change to the neighborhood, definitely not. Request is substantial, 2 foot, no. Whether request has adverse physical or environmental effects, no. And alleged difficulty is self-created. All variance is self-created, but I accept it. Yes, you can have your variance.
Chris Singer.
I'm gonna be in trouble. No, I'm not.
Always one.
Whether the benefit can be achieved by other means feasible. Yes, but an 8-foot deck, even a 10-foot is kind of small to really get anything around on, but you know, at least it'll make things easier and you can enjoy the lake. Undesirable change in the neighborhood. No, it actually fits in with the character of the neighborhood. Whether the request is substantial, 2 foot is not substantial, it's minimal. Whether requests shall have an adverse physical or environmental effect, no. And whether it's difficulty is self-created, again, as we all agree, everything is always self-created when you're making a change. I agree with giving the variance.
Okay. You are all set, Mr. Tedford.
Awesome, thank you.
And,
Appreciate everything.
You can stay around and listen to Wes.
No, I'm sorry.
Close enough.
It's the easy one.
Just help me out, I don't care what you call.
Just don't call you late for dinner, right?
You'll be getting a letter from us and with the information. Okay,
I appreciate everything, thank you very much.
Now for the fun one.
Appreciate you having such good
Yeah.
preparation and a support group too.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
and you did a good job with all the information.
Well, I messed up on some of the measures.
Well,
But hey, maybe
we-
it's right.
that's right.
Is this?
We were able to get some,
No, got mine. Diane?
Oh, no.
oh, that's there.
That's the.
I'm recording this.
That's right,
That's
that's
a recording.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Mind if I sit up?
No, you're
No, you
welcome
can.
to stay.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Porter?
Yes.
Hopefully. We will get this all straightened out easily. Now. You have requested. Now, what is it? Garage. You want to put up a garage, is that?
Yes, they need a land variance.
Excuse me,
So I can explain a little bit.
please, go ahead.
Their property is on Francis Shores also, and they want to put a pole barn up with some living space in a loft. They meet all the setbacks. The only thing they can't, because there's gonna be some living space upstairs, and they can't subdivide it with a half acre.
Okay,
So that's their only restriction in being able to build with an occupant.
Well, it's still
your
gonna have
children
to,
are in college or in school, is this what we, is
Yes.
gonna ring a bell here?
My
that-
one son.
Okay, that he would
He's
want,
19, he lives with us. now.
okay, but this is not to be connected to the sewer or water?
It is. So
It
that's what,
already is.
no, it's not already. No, they're asking for it to be a residence after it's built. but not a primary residence. It's just gonna have some rooms in it.
Assessment.
It still could be,
Accessories.
it still could be technically two principal residents. So when it
Correct.
leaves here, it's still gotta go to site plan review at the planning board.
Correct. And
because of the
we had
square
talked,
footage and the, okay.
and we talked to Ted about that. We actually met with Ted first. And he was the one that brought up that in order for them to have a second primary residence, it has to be able to be subdivided in the future.
It could be,
But
correct,
it can't be subdivided because
because
it's
it
less
won't
than
meet
half. an acre.
minimum.
But everything else meets, all the setbacks meet, they have nobody behind them.
Yeah.
You've got the little building that we talked about the last time that's gonna come down,
Yes.
right? That's gonna
Yeah.
come down.
And the yellow buildings move.
Well, actually, it's gonna get sold.
Okay.
Subdivision.
Don't go down the road.
Westlake. Yes.
Yeah.
Your property goes up
Yes.
to Westlake Road. Okay, so there would be nobody.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no, I went and checked that. I have a real thing with sites.
Well, you're right down there. That's the next.
So,
Up the road.
Mr. Blackmer is actually the neighbor to the.
Right, he's the one, yeah, he's the one that we gave the thing last month to,
Okay,
And-
okay.
and we talked about that little yellow building and he
Yeah.
says that's getting moved. So,
Yes, which is theirs.
Okay, so we have,
This is the proposed building. So it's gonna be pole barn style built, but instead of metal siding, they're gonna do regular siding to make it look aesthetic. For the neighborhood.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how much more, I mean, they did give us
how big is this? What's the
30
dimensions?
by 40.
28 by 50.
Well, it's 28 by 48, but then you have the
48, yeah.
overhang,
Okay, okay,
so you can see the setback there's 10. Setback here is 20.
this is Blackmare here?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
And then.
Mr. Mistrata.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
am behind it and to the north of it, or, yeah.
Yeah, because his property's not here and then yours continues, right?
Mine continues.
All the way up to 36.
So he's behind yours, okay.
Yeah.
You don't do much with the tree, it's hillside.
It's hill. It's, I mow it.
Good for you.
You could go 90 feet. I will not mow anymore.
Okay,
And I did, they did provide some great pictures. so
Yeah.
you can see
yes,
that
yes.
These are nice.
Nobody.
So
behind.
where are you moving the yellow pit?
somebody else is taking it. Oh,
Potentially, as long as
Oh,
everything is,
so in other words, your camp, you actually live in the one across the road.
yes, in the brown.
Okay, and then this is a piece.
Is this the yellow building we're talking about?
Yes,
Okay,
and this is a piece
And
of
then-
a nice mowed yard. Yes.
That's mine. Part of it, yeah.
okay, so, forgive me for a minute here. We need to okay that or
He
not.
He needs the land variance to be able to move forward with the planning board. Otherwise, if he doesn't get the land variance, then they have to go another route.
it'll be the use variance.
There's no question about the size.
There's no question on the, there's two variances. You either
Right.
have a use variance or an area variance
Okay.
coming from us. So we have one of the two, so it's,
We haven't done these.
yeah, so it's gonna be a use
use
variance that
variance.
we're allowing you to have two principal structures. On,
Right.
on lands on a property that cannot be subdivided in the future to two.
Correct.
So this is a use variance.
Correct.
Okay, that's a good point, because that's why I said, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we gotta go by this.
yeah, so it's gonna be
I-
it's gonna be a use variance to allow two principal structures on a non-conforming lot.
Right.
All right.
Which, I mean, our code does also say that pre-existing non-conforming lots can be built on as long as they meet these setbacks.
Right, but the planning board's looking at the future subdivision
yep.
because of two principal structures.
Correct, yeah.
Yes,
And there's other pieces of parcels of land down there that've got two buildings on them.
yeah, but they're pre-existing.
They're pre,
My next door neighbor has exactly
I
what they want.
think they're the only ones on the street that don't have a anything over 800 square feet on
On the other side.
Okay, so they are able to, this was a little fuzzy, but they were able to hook into the sewer and to water?
I believe so. You guys spoke with the sewer department, correct?
I talked originally to the sewer department and they said we would be able to.
Okay,
Yes.
And of course, you probably.
And then the
Yes.
water, they can put a curb stop in for the water too.
okay, so that's, all right,
Even if what original one wasn't put in on the other side of the road, they can put one in.
I think the thought was from both of them was that they would have to tie in through the ones from the house. I
you
believe.
spoke with the county.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okey doke.
They shouldn't do that because you've got this whole thing of it potentially being able to be subdivided. They should be on separate sewer and separate.
Right, maybe they were just speaking as. At this moment, you would have
Right.
to go in because you need a variance.
Right, okay.
I mean, the land is there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
yeah, so it's, there's no setbacks things. It's the use to be able to allow two.
Primary residence.
Two principal uses on one parcel that cannot be subdivided.
Okay.
This would just allow for us to have room for our family. Right now, we have a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom home. We'd love for this home to be our permanent home in retirement. But
Oh,
it
I
just
can
doesn't- It doesn't afford enough
Yeah.
space for us right now.
I can understand it.
And
My-
really, this is easier to build here than it would be to try to.
Try to do something on the lake,
Correct.
yes.
Because you probably don't have enough room on the house. to-
Oh, that's a very nice looking building that they designed.
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
is.
We tried to make it look.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
to
you
the
wouldn't even,
house,
you wouldn't
know,
even
not
have
just. We didn't want a metal building,
Yeah.
we wanted something.
no, it's a very nice looking building.
And the goal would be to kind of match the aesthetic of this to the current house. So whatever colors we go with this, we would then paint the house and everything would look very uniform.
Well, I paint it whatever color you like. Don't worry about that. My
Pink with
kids.
purple polka dots.
Redraw.
There's a house in Wayland that has.
Ah, yes, I know.
Polka dots.
There's a turquoise one with, there's a turquoise house someplace too that I've seen. It's turquoise with purple shutters.
Handle that better than these round dots.
Well, you go to Montreal and you find all those colors.
Okay, well then,
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion that we accept the variance as,
The application.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. The application is complete.
The application.
So moved that we accept the applications.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Oh, we'll make, yeah, we can vote on the request for the variance. Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Honest, we are not the 3, 5, 2 or 5, 4. Honest.
Oh, yes, we are.
Ah,
Okay. Benefit achieved by other means feasible to the applicant.
All right, this is a different set of
Here's the-
criteria.
Here's the use
Oh,
variance.
That's the other one.
I've never done, as long as I
Like
can
to say,
read the
First day with the new
supervisor.
brain. My brain's in training.
come on, don't be so stupid.
That's all right. We're doing just fine.
Cannot realize a reasonable return as shown by, let's say, substantial by non-applicable. Alleged hardship is unique and does not apply to substantial portion of district or neighborhood. It is not unique. It is unique because of the situation. Requested variance will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, or not. Alleged hardship has not been self-created, it has been. I am in favor of the variance.
Linda Morehouse.
Okay, you cannot realize a reasonable return substantial as shown by competent financial evidence. That doesn't.
It's irrelevant.
Alleged hardship is unique and does not apply to substantial portion of district of neighbor, no. Requested variance will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, no, it will not. And the alleged hardship has not been self-created. I'm in favor of the variance.
Diane Horning.
Sounds weird.
Yeah,
Cannot realize a reasonable return substantial as shown by competent financial. No, alleged hardship is unique and does not apply to a substantial portion of district of neighborhood. No, request variance will not alter essential character of the neighborhood, of course not. Alleged hardship has not been self-created. I don't know, but except he can have his variance, I would guess.
Yes, Sarah.
And I'll just add, when they're looking at with the first one, with the financial evidence is somebody with doing something with a business, changing to a
Exactly.
business. Proving that they have to have the variance to be able to make the business profitable. So this basically doesn't apply to this situation. The hardship is unique. It's not unique to the area at all. Because of the small cottages and being able to have additional space. It will definitely not alter or change the character of the neighborhood. And it's not really self-created, it's self-improvement. So I'm in favor of the variance.
okay,
Now you can go to the planning board.
yeah. And
Start all over.
it's a very nice, complete package that you
Yes.
posted, and we
Yeah.
appreciate that. There's a lot of times that,
And besides that, you got a big enough garage there to put all your goodies in.
Yes.
well, it's important.
I think I wanted to get some kudos to Joe too, because obviously he's working with these people to get this
Yes.
information to
Yeah.
us complete. So,
It was automation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back and forth.
We make everybody happy down there.
You know, I wanna make-
I think we've got-
Make everybody so.
And Mr. Telford, thank you for the letter for these folks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Edmund, thank you for your support as well.
Yes,
Thank you.
Good night, Wendy.
okay, well, good luck.
Good night, guys.
Board. I don't
Good
see any
night.
reason why you should have.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
thank you.
Hopefully you can get buildings.
It would be nice.
Whenever.
Have fun.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
Are you going to?
You'll have
say-
more fun with the planning board.
The plan- are you going to the planning board the last Monday?
I think Joe said in 2 weeks.
Yeah, last Monday of the
Of the
month.
month, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
26.
Perfect.
And we can
Keep it moving along anyways.
Yes.
Excellent.
In progress, last time we wanted to do it. And then COVID happened, and lumber prices went up, and we were just like.
Yeah, what is
It really cost us to build it, so
Yeah.
something came down and everything, you know, lumber.
Well,
I'm
maybe
hoping
by
those
the time-
fires up in Canada don't kick the lumber prices back up again, because that's where most of our lumber comes from.
Yeah. You know, it's just, yeah, it'll be nice, you know, because I went to like arenas, you know, and
Yeah.
just, you know, a lot of use that or you know, pick a day,
Yeah.
living space, just one better.
Now, where do you live? You live
We live in Leroy.
in Leroy. Oh, okay. Do you ever go to the,
Well, you know, real good.
oh dear, how can I forget that restaurant? Yes.
Roger.
Our son over there.
Oh,
You're not, they're building a Red Ocean in the plaza in Geneseo. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the sign that was last week when I was, because I quite often.
Yes.
Do my
Oh, yeah, down to
It's
Legion.
easy.
Yeah.
And I saw it because I was in the parking lot, I had gone to Tractor Supply, and so I was feeling.
Yeah,
that
they
way
shut at
back.
8, unfortunately. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
And
Because I just got,
There
I
was
was,
a-
I was just
there
got
was a
back in
sign
town
there
last
that said Red
last night.
for the building that's right close to the front of it.
I wonder if it's gonna be
I was down with my grandchildren down this year.
Maybe,
My son's stationed.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Fort Liberty
well,
now.
we went there, it was in the
Okay.
mid
So
eighties.
they're in
Well, take my daughter was from Monterey, she was in the military,
Oh,
we
it's
took her there.
great.
And
Okay.
it was just the bar,
One.
just one
Uh-huh.
dining, you know, when they had little treats on the bar, you know, great.
Beautiful.
And then about 3 years later, we
In
went
fact, I go
back,
back down in another month.
all expanded and.
I probably will once he figures out where they're gonna stay when he gets out. He's probably got between 3 and 5 more years. He's in his 22nd year now, but he's up for sergeant major, so he'll have to stay 3 to 5 years.
If they still got.
Betcha. Thank you. Have a good night.
With that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take a lot of- it's,
They had a great prime rib. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. Like I said, our son worked there.
Yeah.
It's about a year and that. School job and that, you see.
Well, good luck to you both.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jones. Good luck, folks.
We gotta approve the minutes from last.
Yeah. Yes.
No pizza wings.
No
You guys are supposed to bring them. It's called bribes. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming again. Hopefully.
Soon.
I'll explain.
You did get approved, so now the next. step-
Where did I put the minutes?
You might have.
Here. Okay.
More plans, just, because they're gonna look at the whole and.
Oh, that's where you got.
It was a little bit longer, but
Yeah, that's the state law part, the verbiage.
Yeah.
Our cheat sheets are a little bit abbreviated.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that has to be done.
Oh, okay.
written,
With.
Verbally
Oh, okay.
So.
done.
Well, we gotta do the minutes
We have to
first.
do the- Okay, the minutes.
I'll move the minutes from the May 10th meeting.
That's what they want. That seems like that'd be a lot easier.
I will
Yeah, that's what.
second.
I will second it. All in favor of the minutes are okay.
I-
Okay,
It looks good.
any deny, or yeah, we're all in favor. Okay.
Okay. And any more business, right? Motion to. Oh, you don't have it.
You guys like?
No, we need, I need a couple minutes, but could we have like an executive session, which means shut that down?
Right, all right, so motion to go into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I make a motion that we go into executive session, please.
Okay, we turn these off. Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Okay.